In this video, we're going to go through my most productive content studio setup ever. It's going to include my most productive desk setup and everything else in the room that helps me be more productive to help me create better content and just learn and develop myself. This is essentially my man cave without my PlayStation in there. I think first I should just quickly cover the parts that are not finished, and it's typically just this corner of the room. You can see my whiteboard is there still in the packaging. I just need someone to put that up. I always keep my studio light set up because I don't want to be building that thing every single time I need to record my talking head videos for short form videos. And then I have my beanbag and my old desk, which I'm going to show you guys my new desk because it's flipping amazing. And this is a package from Nanoleaf. They actually sent me out their LED block lights and it looks flipping sick. I just need someone to put it up because of my apartment rules. I need someone else to put it up because it needs to be screwed into the wall. And if I do it myself, I risk losing my deposit and everything else. Okay, let's start with my mini bookshelf. And the reason I say mini bookshelf is because compared to Neural Knowledge, like I have a 1/10 of the amount of books that he has on his bookshelf, and his bookshelf covers the whole wall where mine is just really tiny. But I also use mine to display my lenses, which in this case I only have 2 lenses. I put a flower pot, and then at the top you will see my anime poster, which is Hunter x Hunter. It's an amazing show. I actually miss it. I might rewatch it. And then next to the poster is just a rituals bottle, which is a reed diffuser. It's just a house scent to make the room smell nicer. And of course I was super eager to get this built, so I built it myself. And anytime I build something myself, there's always something wrong with it, and you guys don't need me to tell you, you can just see it right now. And because I'm in the UK, I got this from Argos if anyone's wondering, and in time I probably will add another shelf. I've got 2 extra shelves, but because I didn't need an extra shelf right now, that's why they're kind of spaced out like that. And if you're someone that works from home, whether you're a creator or not, investing into a high quality chair is something that is just compulsory. I received this chair a few months ago, and honestly, it's probably one of the best chairs I've sat in. It's super comfortable. It keeps my lower back, like the posture right, and then the headrest is also nice. And the only thing I doubted about this chair was the material, because I thought like leather would be the best for a chair, but this isn't leather. This is like a mesh material, but it's still comfortable and soft. Like I can sit down for like 3-4 hours straight and not have an issue with it. Plus I can recline the chair so I can lay back. Let's say I'm watching something on YouTube while at my desk. I can also pull out the little leg attachment so I can have a leg rest essentially. And obviously you got the standard features where you can raise or lower the chair height. Now for the star of the show, it's the FlexiSpot E7 Pro standing desk. It's so good. Now the version that I have was 160 centimeters by 80 centimeters. And previously my desk was 160 by 60 centimeters. So I had a little less depth. This feels so much bigger, but in a good way. I can fit everything that I want on here and still have space. Previously, my desk mat used to take up literally the whole desk, and now it only takes up a small portion. So I feel like I can have my iPad on here. I can have my water bottle on here without knocking it over every 2 minutes. I can have my microphone attached to the desk and swivel it around without it knocking into my monitor or something stupid. One thing I have to say about this desk as well, it's extremely sturdy, but that also comes with a weight factor. I can tell this desk was high quality compared to my last one because my last one was super light. This FlexiSpot desk is heavy. It's a good and a bad thing. Setting this up alone, it was super easy and quick. It took me about like 30-40 minutes, and that's me being a terrible builder, honestly. But moving this desk into its place was the hardest factor. I think that took me around 20 minutes because it was so heavy and I was by myself. Plus I didn't want to like hit the walls with it and carry it recklessly. So the way I did it, I ended up trapping myself in, but luckily this desk can hold up to 160 kg. So even though I was trapped in, I just rolled over the top and the desk was fine. I didn't hear any sounds, it didn't make any noise, and it didn't move. And of course, this is a sit stand desk, so you can make the desk taller so you can stand up, you can make it shorter so you can sit down. And the best part is you can make it a little bit higher when you're sitting down. So let's say you have a chair and you like your chair to be a certain height, but you want your desk to be either a little shorter than your chair arms or a little taller than your chair arms. You can make that adjustment so your chair arms aren't like hitting into your desk. That's just a nuance that I found that I love. But also it's great if you're standing up and it just moves up effortlessly quietly. You can also assign heights to the custom keypad. So there's 1 and 2, and you can literally choose what height you want number 1 to be and what height you want number 2 to be. So instead of manually pressing up and down and getting it to your desired height, you can get it to your desired height manually and then set that as a custom setting. So now you just have to press 1 if you want to stand up, and your desk will go to the height that you've set it at. Or you can press 2 and it will go back down to you sitting or you standing, whichever way you want to put it. And that way it's just easier. You can literally just press 1 or 2 and you're either standing or sitting. Super quick, super efficient, and super easy to set up. And one thing that I really like about it, it's got one USB-C port on the side. So that means if you want to charge your phone or you want to charge your iPad or something on your desk, you can literally plug in a USB-C wire and then plug in your phone straight from there, which is super, super useful. And it's that attention to detail that makes this desk super amazing. Like if you have to plug in your desk, you might as well have some charging ports there, right? One thing I forgot to mention with this desk, it comes with its own desk cable management tray, so it goes underneath, and I literally just store my power extension cord there, and I store all the wires in there. So this is the best my cable management has ever looked, and it's super useful because even when I make the desk taller or shorter, nothing falls out of there, and it's super easy to set up once again. Also, I just want to say a massive thank you to FlexiSpot for sending out this desk and just letting me say whatever I want in this video. They haven't told me to say anything specific, and they haven't told me what I shouldn't say. So this is just my genuine opinion. I've had this desk for about 2 weeks now. So it's amazing. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check it out. And currently, if you're watching this in August, they might have some sales on, so you could get yourself a cheeky discount. Now let's talk about the things on my desk and also on my Alex drawer, which I count as part of my desk for some reason. It just makes it easier for me. But on my Alex drawer, I normally just keep my MacBook there, and I just keep it closed because I essentially use it as a Mac Mini or a Mac Studio, and there's no point having it open. Plus my HP U32 monitor, which I found on Amazon. I think it was one of the last few. I'm not sure if they make these anymore, but it just covered everything that I needed. It was 4K quality, had an IPS panel, which is literally the best panel you can get in a monitor per se, unless you're getting an OLED panel or whatever it is. IPS is literally the best one. OLEDs can get really expensive. And one thing that I really wanted when I was upgrading to this monitor or upgrading to a monitor was a USB-C hub, or I think that's what they call it, a USB-C hub, where one wire can connect from the monitor to my MacBook, and that wire will charge my MacBook as well as connecting the MacBook to the monitor, so it will reflect or mirror anything that's on my MacBook onto the monitor. And it's just a lot easier than having, I don't know, a HDMI cable coming from the MacBook to the monitor, or having your USB-C dock and then having another wire to connect to the monitor, and then also having to plug your MacBook in because it's going to die. This is just one of the best things ever. And there's also other features, like the color calibration was also amazing. That's something I really wanted when I was looking for a new monitor. I needed something that was color accurate. Before, I was just using a gaming monitor, which was good. It had like 144 hertz refresh rate, but the colors were so inaccurate. So anytime that I was going to color grade or increase the contrast or just do anything to do with colors, I would have to open my MacBook and do it from there, or else it would just be super inaccurate. But now with this HP U32, the colors are just super accurate, literally as good as my MacBook. So I can do everything just from this monitor. And I don't have another monitor. I used to have a 2-monitor setup, but I just found it just looks messy. And really and truly, it wasn't as good. Plus, the second monitor, the quality wasn't as good, so it just made my eyes fuzzy when I was switching from monitor to monitor. Having one monitor it just keeps everything clean. Another thing on my desk that helps me create better content and just be more productive, apart from when I'm listening to music, and if you ain't guessed it, it's my Logitech speakers. These speakers are amazing. Like, I'm not saying they're the best sound quality, but before, because I have my MacBook closed, the sound used to just come from my MacBook, and because it's closed, the sound's kind of muffled. Yeah, you can hear it good enough, but anytime that I wanted to adjust the audio settings, or, you know, just play with the music or play with sound effects or play with the audio settings for the voice, enhancing audio, I would have to open my MacBook, and it just got long because the wires sometimes fell out of place and stuff like that. With the Logitech speakers, I've literally got sound 24/7, and because there's one coming from the left and the right, if the audio's messed up and it's only coming from the left speaker, I can fix it. Whereas the MacBook, it's harder to tell. Plus, when I'm having a break, you know, watching YouTube from these speakers are good, Netflix, or even listening to music. And because my MacBook is closed, I can't use it as a webcam, even though sometimes if this wasn't set up, which is my camera, I would. So I have my camera set up and I have it plugged into my Camlink 4K, which connects to the USB-C dock on my MacBook, and that just allows me to use it as a webcam essentially. And because this is my secondary camera, or my B cam, it doesn't actually need to move, so it essentially just stays there now. So I just have a permanent webcam. The only thing is it's off to the side, so when I am taking my meetings, it looks like I'm not looking at them, but I am. So that's something I need to really think about. If I'm going to get a webcam that kind of plugs in, that kind of sits on top of my monitor, so it looks like I'm essentially kind of looking at them, or it's going to look like I'm looking at them. Another thing that I have to help me be more productive is because I didn't want my light to be in the corner of my room or in the corner of the desk setup, I bought a Elgato key light which clamps onto the desk. And I got this because I wanted something that wasn't gonna give me harsh shadows behind me, and apparently this is the best one. I think I picked it up for like around £150, which is a bit pricey. I'm sure you can find cheaper ones. I even saw one for like £50, but I thought I'd rather buy nice once than buy something 4 times. And honestly, it hasn't failed me. It connects to my MacBook and my phone super easily, so I can change the color, I can change the brightness from my MacBook or my phone. Super easy and simple. I haven't done a great job at hiding the wires, if I'm completely honest. Oh, there's a few nuances on my desk. So I have this desk mat from Spigen, I think. I have no idea. I just found it on Amazon and I saw this magnetic thing which keeps the wires, you know, nice and tidy, and you can just keep your wires there just in case you need to charge your phone or your iPad. And typically I keep my phone or iPad on my desk. It's nice to have the iPad there. Typically it's just for aesthetic or if I need to take digital notes. And then I have my BenQ light bar, which is really nice when it's, you know, dark, or I'm having the blinds closed and it's dark in here. It just lights up my desk, it lights up behind my monitor, and it lights up my monitor, and it just makes it a lot easier on my eyes. Something that I'd highly recommend. Again, this was a gift, so I think it's £150. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok roast me for it, but again, it's better to buy nice ones than have to buy it again and again and again 4 or 5 times because you took the cheaper route. And a few little things on my desk is stuff like a little to-do list with a pen. It's always necessary to have a physical pen round and somewhere where you can take physical notes, because it's just quicker than an iPad essentially. So if I'm on a meeting and I need to take a quick note, that's where I grab, and there's literally a note section and there's my to-do list. Apart from that, the only thing missing is my sunset lamp, and that doesn't make me more productive, it just makes the room look cooler. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I guess I'll do the typical YouTuber thing. Subscribe, check out my other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.